guys, how's it going? Today's video is one that I have been really hoping I could make for the last couple months. If you follow me on Twitter, you have already seen this, but look who's home. I didn't expect to be crying already. So Spock is home, and I am so happy. So I've mentioned it a couple times, and I figured I would just make a whole video about it and talking about everything and the story of how we found her and how she's doing. So first of all, if you weren't following along or you missed the videos, July 16th, when I came home from work, I get off around 1 a.m. so it was, obviously dark when I got home. Spock and Comet both ran outside immediately, and they don't usually do that. They're usually really good. They don't really have much interest in outside. All three of my cats are rescues, so none of them had very good experiences outside, but I have skunks living underneath my baby barn and maybe they saw them, or I don't know. So I was on the phone with my mom at the time, and I just yelled, "The cat's gotta go," and just dropped my phone. I don't even think I hung up. And Comet was closest, so I grabbed her first. I threw her into the house, and then I had to close the door, and in the time it took me to grab one cat and put her in, the other one ran off. I live like one house away from a park with lots of trees. I'm in New Brunswick, so there's a bunch of trees everywhere. It's like, it's all around us is forest. So it was really easy for her to find a good hiding spot, especially when it was so late at night. And then over the next 3 months, I had rented a live trap from my local animal shelter and another one from one of my mom's friends, and I had those set out the entire 3 months. I've got so many skunks. I think it's actually the same couple skunks over and over and over again, but I kept catching skunks. I caught a couple of raccoons that I just, obviously just let them go and hope that they don't attack me. Twice I caught other people's cats. One was actually an outdoor cat, and he just wandered into my trap. The other one was actually a cat that had been missing for quite a while, so I mean I was glad that I could reunite him with his family, but obviously I wanted my cat. We went to the animal shelter every single week to check if they had any cats turned in that matched Spock's description. They also had a poster of her up on their wall, so if any cats came in matching her description, they would have called me anyways. She's also microchipped, but those can get damaged. When I get off work at 1 a.m, I spend an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, walking all around town, all around the neighborhood, trying to find her, with my flashlight, going through people's backyards, looking under people's cars, looking under people's sheds. We put up signs all over the neighborhood. My dad went door to door putting flyers in people's mailboxes with their picture on them. I posted ads in the local Lost and Found Pets pages. Like, we did everything that we could. And it has been a really hard 3 months. It was just really hard. But then, would have been almost 2 weeks ago now, I was at work, like I am every Saturday night, and on my last break, around midnight, I was texting my mom and I just mentioned something about the rain, because the rain was like really loud, like it was quite a bad storm. And then she was like, "Oh, well, do you want me to drive you home? I'll still be awake." And then I felt bad because I didn't want her to think that I was just mentioning the weather, trying to like hint to try to get a drive home. So I tried to say no at first. I was like, "Oh no, it's okay, like I brought my umbrella, I'm fine." She was like, "Oh, are you sure? Like I'll be up anyways." And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to say no," and like, because I know my mom really likes helping and stuff. So I decided, okay. And then when I got off work, I came outside, and the first thing I noticed was my dad was in the back seat. And my dad is like a go to bed at 7 p.m. kind of guy. Like, my mom and I are both night owls. We both worked night shifts most of our lives. Like, my dad, not so much. And then I got in the car, and they didn't seem upset, so that was a good sign. So then I just assumed they were being weirdos. And then my mom pulled out her phone and she was like, "Oh, someone posted a picture of a cat that they saw that might be Spock, you know, do you want to look at the picture? So my mom showed me the picture, and it was, you know, the cat curled up, and it was hard to see like her markings and stuff. She has a very similar face marking, but I can't tell enough to be sure. And my mom's like, oh, like, you know, zoom in and out on the picture. And I went to zoom out, and the cat in the picture was on my dad's lap. And I was just really confused. And then my dad lifted the blanket off of something in the back seat, and he passed it to me, and it was a cat carrier. And Spock was in there. And I bawled. All three of us bawled. I remember that one of my first thoughts was that I was so scared that I was dreaming. Because at least like, I'd say 3 times a week, I'd have a dream that I'd find Spock, or that she would just wander home, or that I'd like open up the basement door and she would just be there, and it turns out she wasn't lost. Even though I know she was, like, I watched her run away, I knew she was lost, but I kept having these dreams that I found her. And then waking up and realizing that she wasn't home. So I was so terrified that it was another dream. And obviously once I had her in my hands, like I looked at her, it was 100% Spock. So while I was at work, probably around, I think they said like 4 p.m, my mom was just on Facebook, and she's also been following all of the lost and found pet pages in our area. And she was just, you know, refreshing them just to check before she started making supper. And somebody posted a picture of this really terribly thin looking cat, saying that, you know, this cat just wandered out of the woods, it looks like it's starving, does it belong to anybody? And it was Spock. And then she messaged the woman immediately and said, I'm almost positive that's my daughter's cat. Not to be creepy, but where do you live? I'm coming over. Like, I have to go look through your backyard now. And my dad was actually outside cutting wood. So he had like the saw going, and my mom was trying to like yell to him from the window. And she was so like excited and eager that she didn't read the whole ad, or like read it too quickly and missed the fact that the cat in the picture had actually been caught. They'd managed to grab her. So my mom ran outside, told my dad that they have to go right now. There was just a cat spotted that looks so much like Spock. She's about to call you with the actual directions. I know the area. Let's just start driving, because it's about a 10-minute drive away. And then my dad's phone rings. He's like, okay, yeah, like, don't worry, we're on our way. When was the cat last spotted? Do you know which way she ran? Like, getting all the information. And she's like, no, we grabbed the cat. We managed to grab her. She's inside. We have her locked in the bathroom. So they went over to the vets, and the woman and her wife came with them. My parents brought her in, said, we think this is our daughter's lost cat. We're not 100% sure. Can you please scan her for a microchip? And how they have it set up in my area, because we're back on orange level for COVID restrictions. So you're not allowed actually in the vet building. So the whole process took like 20 minutes. My parents were like just pacing outside this vet with this stranger. So the vet comes outside and says, this is Spock. They scanned her microchip. It came up with my name. It came up with her name. This is 100% Spock. And my parents both started crying. And both my parents hugged this woman that found her. Even though, like, they realized right afterwards, they're like, that wasn't social distancing. We're really, really sorry. We're just way too excited. They all just gave each other a big hug and cried. So yeah, that all happened Saturday night. I was supposed to work Sunday. I called in sick. Like, no hesitation. My mom said something about work tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Like, my cat has been missing for 3 months. She just came home. Like, I knew that I needed to be at home with her. As soon as I got her home and got her out of the carrier, she was immediately like snuggling, and the first thing she did after she like snuggled and rubbed up against me a bunch of times, she hopped up onto the chair beside me and she just curled up and just fell asleep. So we had her quarantined in the basement. Like I'd wash my hands between, you know, handling her and handling Common and Ripley. That first night, Saturday night, I slept downstairs on the couch, which was very uncomfortable for my back, like just saying. But as soon as I laid down on the couch, she immediately jumped right on top of me and like snuggled up right here, and she just wanted to be held. So she slept in my arms the entire night, just curled up there with her face like nuzzled right there, and I think she just needed to feel safe, and I think I needed it too. Like I really needed to just hold her and know that she's there for sure. And it was also just like an extra sweet moment because when I first adopted her, if you don't know, out of the 3 cats, Spock is my oldest. She's the one I adopted first. When I adopted her, the first day that I brought her home from the animal shelter, that first night, she slept in my arms. And we slept on the couch that night too because I had my rabbit and my guinea pigs, and I had them locked in the bedroom, and I had Spock in the rest of the house because I wasn't positive how she was going to react to them. Like I wanted to introduce them slowly, and I just didn't trust them together overnight. And I just remembered that moment while I was sleeping with her in my arms again, and it just felt like everything kind of just came full circle, and everything was like, I don't know, I just really felt like everything was okay again. And then the next day we brought her to the vet. Spock was very up to date on all of her vaccines, so she didn't catch any diseases like that. She lost about half her body weight in a period of 3 months. She went from about 9.2 pounds down to 4.6, which is crazy and obviously really, really bad and really concerning. She had a couple like small like cuts and scrapes like on the pads of her feet. She has a little mark on her neck that it looks like she either had a bite or a scratch, or maybe when her collar ripped off, but she has a bald patch right there. But the fur is already starting to grow back, so whatever it was is healed up by now. She also had an eye infection, especially in this eye. She had a really hard time opening her eye. It was really crusty and goopy. But aside from that, like she's perfect. But her blood test actually came back amazing. All of her organs were still working great, which like with that much weight loss so quickly, organ failure is a very common occurrence. But all of her organs were fine. As of now, her infection is completely cleared up. She had a dewormer. She had 2 rounds of that. I made up a little feeding plan for her to make sure that she gains back her weight, but very slowly and in a healthy way. And we've just been snuggling a lot. And I still almost can't believe that she's home. Like, I am just so happy and so thankful that my family is all back together again. And I'm so thankful to everybody that sent like well wishes and good vibes and thoughts and prayers and whatever you believed in. Like, I'm so thankful for all of it. I'm thankful for all the people in town that kept an eye out for her. After I came home on Saturday night and I saw the ad, so many people tagged me in it. There was so many people looking for her. I had so many people like commenting on the post afterwards, because the post was shared in a couple different places, so some of them didn't see like the previous messages because they were on like the other page. But a lot of people said like, wait, I think this is the cat that I saw posters for, and somebody took a picture of the poster on the telephone pole and posted that picture. They're like, hey, is this the same cat? So many people were working so hard to bring her home. Obviously, I'm really thankful to the people that found her for grabbing her and for caring enough to reach out and try to find her owners. I'm grateful for the vets. I'm thankful for the local animal shelter and the animal rescues that were keeping an eye out for her all summer. And I'm really thankful to my parents who, like I said, worked just as hard as I did at trying to bring Spock home, and for bringing her home in the end. I'm just really, really grateful that Spock is home and she's safe and sound, and now all we have to do is work on getting her weight back up. But yeah, we're gonna be okay. What do you think, Spock? Are you happy to be home? Yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know, and subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of my videos, and watch Spock gain some weight. Yeah. I usually post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading, writing related, with lots of appearances from all 3 cats. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye.